So I woke up this morning and I saw the PlayStation community doing the most. So I was like, what are these ponies up to this morning? So I started to investigate and I saw all of them was bragging for Pentiment being 120 frames per second on the PlayStation 5.
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
And as I continued with my investigation, I saw Marlon Gaming on YouTube made a video. He said 120 frames beast. Xbox games runs better on PlayStation 5. Yes, Marlon Gaming has made an entire video saying that the PlayStation 5 is a beast for running a game that is all about reading text. But he wasn't the only one. Look at this PlayStation fan here. He's saying, wow, Pentiment 120 frames per second versus Xbox 60 frames per second. Yikes. Ouch. Look at this PlayStation fan here saying that, wow, Pentiment runs at 120 frames per second on the PlayStation 5 versus or only 60 frames per second on the Xbox. So yes, these ponies are happy that Pentiment is running at 120 frames per second. These ponies would be out here, playing Pentiment like this.
What is it?
I can't make this up, man. These ponies would be reading Pentiment real fast. You know what? These Sony fans deserve it. You guys deserve the better version of Pentiment. So go ahead. You play Pentiment at 120 frames a second. After all, you are the only group of people that would be paying for it. Say it with me, guys. When ponies pay, we all win. You see why I say it's a sickness? Yes, these ponies are sick to be capping for Pentiment reading text at 120 frames per second. These guys are sick. Today, however, we are going to talk about the new rumored Xbox console coming this year. Is it true? Is it fake? We'll talk about it. We'll also talk about why the gaming industry seems to be plateauing. Not much persons are talking about that. So you know what? Let's talk about it.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. Before we start the video, let's take a look back at Now You Know gaming history. And today we are looking at a triple OG game. I mean, if it is you know this game, you're old. It is none other than Super Mario Bros. 3. Yes, this game brought many players hours and hours of fun and adventure. You see, Super Mario Bros. 3 came out in 1988. That makes it 36 years of age. Not only that, but Super Mario Bros. 3 was one of the top selling games in Japan at the time, selling over 17 million units. That's nothing to sneeze at. Super Mario Bros. Was around a time where it had real gamers. You see, back in the days, while playing a game like Super Mario Bros. 3, you couldn't save. You couldn't save your progress or anything. You had to beat it that same day. So you need to be good, you need to be able to time well, you need to be able to know where some of the shortcuts are in order to beat that game. Who could remember, finding the flute, or finding one of the flutes, or the whistle? You see, when it is you found that flute, it was like you won the jackpot, you won the lottery. Because by getting these flutes, you could have skipped over certain stages and so forth. But it really helped us to see how gaming advanced over the years compared to when we was playing Super Mario Bros. 3. But guess what? That was a time when the people playing games were highly skilled. Their attention span was on point. Those were the days. So Super Mario Brothers 3, have you ever played it? Have you ever beaten it? Let me know in the comment sections below. Don't forget that this segment was brought to you by the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button for more gaming facts, for more gaming history, and more gaming news. So let's get back to the video. First up, let's talk about these rumors about a new Xbox console coming. The gaming media and other fans would have said that Microsoft is not going to make another console. The reason why they said that was because it's well known that Microsoft don't make any profit on the Series X that is sold. So because of that, and because the Microsoft console, the Series X and S, is behind PlayStation, Sony PlayStation 5, persons reason that Microsoft is not going to make another console. Most in the community knew that that would be a very silly move if Microsoft decided not to make other home consoles. And this was confirmed by Sarah Bond in the recent interview that yes, they are continuing to make more hardware, more home console hardware. And a matter of fact, one of the things she said is that the console that they are making will be, the most technological leap in any console generation. But she did also say that there will be more hardware being released at the end of this year. Well, this rumor that is being peddled is something a little different. This rumor is saying that Microsoft is going to release a new white Xbox Series X, and this will be released sometime around June or July. But let's look exactly and listen to exactly what the rumor is saying concerning this. Listen up.
New Xbox Series 10 white all-digital model with improved heatsink in the works, rumor. Microsoft is said to be releasing a new Xbox Series 10 white all-digital model later this year. The Xbox Series S was initially released as a white model, whereas the Series 10 was released in black. Last year, Microsoft released a black edition of the Series S, and in a similar fashion, the Xbox Series 10 is now said to receive a white model. At least, that's what Xputer is said to have heard from sources, who allegedly have revealed confidential information to the outlet. This new Xbox Series 10 white model is said to be an all-digital console just like the Series S, and will reportedly launch somewhere between June and July of this year. A delay, however, is possible. Aside from being white and all-digital, this new Series 10 model is also said to feature an improved heatsink and upgraded Nexus socket. With the new white model dropping the disk drive, chances are that Microsoft will sell this new model for a lower price than the current Series 10 model. Comparing the disc PS5 and digital PS5 versions, we're likely looking at a lower price of roughly $50, but Xputer mentions $50, $100, lower than the current Series 10 model. It should be noted that the information above hasn't been confirmed in any way just yet. As such, take this info with a grain of salt for now. On the other hand, Microsoft is known for releasing hardware revisions in different models, and an all-digital Series 10 would make sense. Also, Xputer has proven to be reliable in the past. Last year, the outlet was spot on with the release date of Forza Motorsport. What are your thoughts on this all-digital Xbox Series 10 model in white? Will you buy it? Do you expect the price to be lower than the current Series 10 model? Hit the comments below.
So there you have it. That is the rumor. Now, what do I think about this? Well, I think that white console would look cool. I mean, it will be a change from the norm, which was the OG Xbox Series X. Now, what I would like Microsoft to do is advertise. Yes, they should, let persons know what they'll be getting with the console, what they'll be getting with Game Pass, and how they themselves will benefit. If they do that, this console revision would be a success, but they need to let people know the advantages that the console have over the competitor. When they do that, we would see, this new revision would sell well. Now, would it happen? We don't know for sure. So let's wait and see. So let me hear what you think about Microsoft making a new diskless white version of the Series X. Are you going to pick it up? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment sections below. And finally, let's talk about the state of the gaming industry. I paid close attention to see if any of the bigger YouTubers, gaming YouTubers, would have, talk about what Phil said in his interview with Matt Booty and Sarah Bond, but not one of them mentioned it. They were busy console warring, they were busy talking about other things with the interview. However, I paid close attention to what Phil said, and there is some need for alarm when it comes to what it is he said. So let's remind ourselves as to what he said, and then we'll talk about it. Listen closely.
So I think a lot of people think about 2023 as this incredible year for gaming, and in a lot of ways it was. There was some really amazing releases that I think we all enjoyed. But what were the signals behind the scenes that maybe indicated how we wanted to look at the future of Xbox and how we kind of keep up with the industry?
Yeah, such a good question. And I think it's, as people who care about the industry, which I assume is people who are watching this, it was an amazing year. Some great launches, some of the games that I think will stand the test of time and people will be talking about a decade from now. But it's an industry that didn't really grow. And what happens when an industry doesn't grow? You end up with some job eliminations, which we had. We had even our own hard decisions to make about building a sustainable business for ourselves.
Yes, so there's plenty truth to what Phil Spencer is saying here. The industry did not grow in 2023, despite all the heavy-hitting games and all the console sales. Now, there's a wonderful article written by Polygon that helps us to see why all these layoffs happened. But just to summarize, in 2020, when the pandemic hit, there was an industry boom of persons wanting to develop games and the need for game developers and so forth. And after that boom in 2022, when things started to go downhill, we're seeing that a lot of layoffs ensued because the industry was not growing. There was a number of flops when it comes to video games, and because of all of that, that is why there was so many different layoffs happening in every aspect of the gaming industry. No one was spared, no studio was spared. Everyone got touched when it comes to layoffs in the industry. So what Phil is saying here is true. There was a number of layoffs. Now, as he continues in the interview, we will see how Microsoft chose to remedy what has taken place with the industry. And we'll also give more evidence of how Sony is intend to remedy that as well.
But in no way were we alone in that. When you think about a healthy industry, I want players who believe that they will find the best games on the platforms that they love. I want people who invest their careers in working here to feel like this is a place that they can be successful. And that really is down to being part of an industry that is growing. If you listen to Lisa Su, the AMD CEO, she'll say that AMD-powered consoles are likely to decline in 2024. I think there's an amazing set of games coming in 2024, but if we don't get to growing as an industry, the industry will struggle. And today there's really two choices on how do you grow the industry. Do you say I have a fixed number of players, the players that we have today, and do I find new ways to monetize those players to get more money from the players that I have? Or do you think about how do I expand the business I have by finding new players and adding those to the base of players that already play?
So it's very interesting what Phil Spencer said here. To put in layman's terms, what he said there are two ways you can grow the industry or grow your platform. It's either to milk your existing customers, like what Sony model has been for years, milking the ponies, or you try to grow your business by reaching new customers. And some persons might challenge this, but as proof that the industry is not moving, there was a wonderful tweet that Christopher Dring would have tweeted not too long ago, and this is what he said. He said that the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox generation, just under 180 million was the install base there. The PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 generation, only 170 million persons it capped off at. And the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One generation, again, only 180 million persons would have, bought consoles then. He went on to say that the PlayStation and Xbox market just hasn't grown in terms of audience or revenue. Absolutely. But there comes a point where you need new customers. And this is what Sony just realized, because if you notice the pivot to, fully supporting PCs and so forth, both top guys in Sony said it.
Gamers will be able to find a place to play in different spaces. While PlayStation will remain our core product, we will expand our gaming experiences to PC, mobile, and cloud.
So Kenichiro is saying that gamers will find a place to play in different places. Although PlayStation would be the core product, we are seeing that they are no longer only sticking with PlayStation. They are going heavy on other places to play PlayStation games. Look, he just said it there. It's not me. We even have the now president of Sony, Totoki. He also said this. Another driver will be first-party titles, strong titles that achieve growth on PlayStation 5, PCs, and other platforms will widen our margins. So here we are seeing the pivot right before our faces when it comes to Sony. So it's not only Microsoft that is saying here what they need to find other avenues to get new players. We are seeing very clear that even Sony is doing it. But this is the state of the industry. Microsoft's goal is to reach over 1 billion players. Could they achieve it? I think just the mere idea of they trying different avenues to get it is a big deal and could expand the gaming industry. So let me hear what you think about what was said today about Pony's capping for Pentiment being 120 frames per second. That's how they'll be reading. That's how they'll be reading the text on Pentiment or the new Xbox or even the state of the industry. Let me know about all that in the comment sections below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.